This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader. We're going to go through the details on the New York close. In terms of the details, you saw the disclaimer, etc. We'll be talking about NVDA. We'll be talking about Tesla. We will be talking about, and just take a quick look at Tesla, you know that we had that green zone up and above. And of course, the area I want to get into, the zone I want to get into, has acted as an imaginary level of resistance. Wouldn't you just note it, right? That's just the way the market's going to play on the close in New York. We're going to shout out to anyone trading Bitcoin, trading Solana. We're going to look at the equities, bring over what we can learn from the equities. But yes, that level, that box that I want to get into on Tesla, wouldn't you just count that as the odds, guys? Right where I want to get into, bam, we hit it as resistance. So if the market had a sense of humor, it would be on Tesla right now. We're looking for some action in here to complete this bull flag notion, and we will be primed up and ready to enter and to participate, bam, like we did in the bottom side section. Hey, it could be a nice move. Take a look at NVIDIA as we close out the day. And again, this is a hot zone. I'm looking for that green zone on Tesla as we close out. This is where I want to start operating. I want to start really looking for a nice move to the upside in this zone. I'm going to consider this no man's land, okay? Expectation of a strong directional move up and over resistance on Tesla. Yeah, expectation of a strong, boom, directional move. Expectation of chopping this zone. Potentially, yeah, potentially. So we took what we had. We're looking forward to that directional movement, again, up and over resistance to the extent that we can play out with the bull flag. Looking forward to such. Shout out to all the VIP. What a great trade day. We will go through the specifics, go through the details. Now, we were looking earlier at a specific level of support held by the 20 moving average on NVIDIA. Had a great pickup on NVIDIA in and around the bottom, right? Guys, nobody does it like VIP. That's it. Bam, bam. Broadening bottom formation along the bottom here. And what an exciting trade day on Solana and Bitcoin. We're about to get into that. Let's close out equities and see if we can pick up any alpha, all right, any of the edge that we can get from some primary liquidity trading assets, and see if we can bring that over into Bitcoin and our other trades in crypto. Looking at the broadening bottom, bam, we caught this on NVIDIA. Now we just capitulated through the specific hourly 20 moving average today. We had the heads up on the capital control line, that red RSI stochastic and MACD average, kernel average, boom, boom, bam, down to, after the cross under, our lower band. Nice entry, guys. You got to say a nice high level, high marker. We're going to say it's a big trade. Why? Because it's perfect. The hit was perfect on the lower band. Boom. That's a big trade, guys. Whenever you see the technicals line up like that, I just want you to think big trade. Why? It would accommodate a very large, let's just say in theory, it would accommodate a very large entry margin. Yes. And what? An extremely tight stop loss. All right. So you have that combo there right on that specific lower band, high margin and a tight stop loss. All right. That's the type of a trade. Boom. It's just a pleasure to be a part of whenever you can orchestrate it. But remember that equation. And if you don't have that equation down, guys, there's not going to be any sympathy from this group, or just rewatch the disclaimer. That's what we'll recommend. You just rewatch the disclaimer, please. Right? Don't trade if you don't know what you're doing. It was a great day if you knew what you were doing. But by the way, great move up on NVIDIA, and looking for a reinforcement. We'll just say a reinforcement along, it looks like, the daily, reinforcing that golden short line. Can we reinforce it? It would be nice. Let's go into the specifics, and we're looking at writing this line on the monthly. Of course, let me look into the weekly real quickly. If anything, level of resistance across the top, that specific dynamic in play of the top band on the weekly for NVIDIA. Let's go into Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin up, out, and over. Now, we got this move, killed it, right? Beautifully well done. What did we hit on the bottom here, guys? What did we hit on Bitcoin in the bottom? Nobody does it like Fire and Ice. No, guys, nothing does it like Fire and Ice. Beautiful. Yesterday, let you know in the back, what was it? Let's just review this. You guys know in the back, you know, we called out the fire sale, right? The fire sale on the 4 hourly. That was a killer move. We agree? Killer move. 4 hourly fire sale. Bam, boom, just nailed it, right? Fire sale, 4 hour, boom, bam, boom. That is the way to trade. Congratulations to everybody who's trading. Congratulations to the VIP. That is the way that we like to do it. And guys, when it works out in your favor and you've practiced and you've worked hard and you've built up to be able to take advantage of some of these moves. Just congratulations. There's nothing else to say other than congratulations for hourly. You've earned it, right? Bottom line, congratulations, and you've earned it. We're going to see here notion of a near lateral pickup. A near lateral pickup, a little bit off the mark in terms of looking for this lateral. It makes me want to look at the BTC USD and USDT chart. We concur? Yeah, let's take a look at the USD versus USDT, off on both, just slightly below. Now, how far off are we below? I'm always interested in a lateral pickup. $111, 0.29%, so that's something. So that tells me one thing. I know that you had orders waiting at this level. True? Yes, I know that you had orders waiting at this level. Probably many of you did, which is why I decided to stay off your line. No problem, no problem. We'll take the next one. We've had plenty of good moves. Way to hammer into that 4-hourly fire sale line. That's the way we do it, guys. That's the way it's done. Beautifully well done. We play a little bit of over-under tactic as well. When we look at the expressions of volatility, when you know what I look for, what do we like to do? We like to rock the bells. What does that mean? We rock the bells. I'm looking for expansions. I trade volatility. We focus on volatility, both in pattern, okay, and in the pattern dynamic, the expansion of price action is volatility. We hunt it down. We focus on it. What do we like to do in Bitcoin? From the bulls to the bears, handoff, bulls to the bears, handoff, bulls, bam, up and rock that. We call it rock the bells in the back because it's in a bell pattern shape. And just want to shout out to JMac, great trades. Thank you for sharing those with me. I appreciate that. Scotland, nice to see your trades as well. You guys who are trading in the back, congratulations. It's a nice day whenever we are looking at the moves as they are constructed. Take a look at the Adam and Eve that we looked at, guys. This Adam and Eve, just pay attention, okay? If you're going to flip through a book of TA and say, well, I like that, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like that, because that won't work and this won't work. These are things that work, okay? Adam and Eve, the pointed peak here, then the rounding. The Adam is the spike, the Eve on Bitcoin was the rounding, right? And we just saw that Adam and Eve, the temporary bearish reversal. Shout out to Venus, hope you're doing well. Boom, 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 down into the specifics. I love this guy. He's like, you caught that move. That is a heck of a move, huh? That's the way to move. And we got the choppers and the flight deck up. Control is on. In terms of specifics now, as we're looking at rocking the bell, boom, to the upside, we also got a great look at guys, the distinctions, the way that we're moving between Tesla, okay, between NVDA, and the dynamics that are in play as we see this mid-level move that we talked about this morning. I encourage you to watch this morning's stream, about an hour. Pay attention to it, though. It reinforces why we look at equities. It just does. A mid-level function. Now it's Bitcoin that is front-running a potential move on Tesla. Yeah, it is Bitcoin that is front-running a potential move on Tesla. Bitcoin a bit more on the micro. We concur? Yes. However, we are at that mid-level function on Tesla. So we had Tesla front-run Bitcoin yesterday. I guess when these targets out of the way, but this is why we focus cross-market. We need the pattern framework to explore and to take advantage of the specific patterns in play, the target rationale, and just kind of some of the deployment, along with, I'd say, the deployment and risk mechanisms that are in play. We would agree, right? Everything from capital to risk management, et cetera. Just the notions thereof. Looking at the move to the upside, downward sloping channel on the macro. Again, we've got this hot zone right in here. That hot zone is something I want to be a part of on the breakout. We want to trade this, and we want it to break out and sail to the upside. Okay, it's going to need a bit of momentum. What do you guys think? Okay, we're going to pick a level over under, and we're going to own this thing. Okay, we're going to own this thing. I'm going to tell you guys, in terms of the strategy, let's go through the strategy, what it'll be. We're going to own this over, what? Long over. We're going to own this. Do I care if price on Tesla goes down to here? Not at all. Why? Because I'm going to own this. I'm going to own 200 and let's say $250 if we can get up to this level of resistance. I'm just going to own it. And if we can drop, I'll tell you, we'll see the bull flag. And if we fail the bull flag and we go down 35%, we're going to be like, yep, and we own $250. People are like, you're crazy. You lost that money. No, we own it short. We're going to own it underneath, guys, the specific marker that we come into contact with. We're going to own it short over Okay, price crosses over our threshold, we're going to own it long. So it's going to be tough to beat us. That's the bottom line. It's going to be tough to beat you once you have developed that skill set and have incorporated it into your daily practice in the market. We had on Solana a nice move today, and she did cooperate with what, guys? She cooperated with the specific candle wick action. Yes. Now, this was a beautiful, beautiful trade. We just have to talk about this today. This was a nice, nice move. Congratulations to everyone who traded it. And in terms of the breakout, the feature that we focused on, and we have a few moves like this. I'm going to encourage you to look at higher liquidity, please. Don't let it be a tagline. Look for higher liquidity cryptos. It's a higher liquidity asset, or it's not. If you're getting into a trade and the coin is reacting to you negatively every time you get into the trade and you're practicing on that, guys, I'm going to tell you, it is because it's a low liquidity trade trap. Don't spend your time on trash, even if it's moving, or maybe sometimes especially if it's moving. If you want to get a lower entry, still be prepared to be thrown around the ring if you step into the ring with some of these tangential, peripheral guys, altcoins. Is there money in this? Sure, but if you're really looking at day trading and you're really looking at how to capture alpha, beating the market, you can't have something that reacts to you when you get into a position. Guys, it's really defeating, and it can work against your progress in the market when you're hitting into big trades like we are, okay? So I want the best for you guys in terms of that. Just taking a look at from the point of breakout today, not a bad day. Solana definitely has some more liquidity in the market, and it handles some larger trades a lot better than the other peripherals, guys. And the same with, we'll just say, Doge, ETH, SHIB, Matic, some relatively high market cap coins that can handle a little bit of a position, right? Still on the peripheral, some of these. Definitely Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, our favorites, Matic, when it really, really poses itself out, when it really postures up with a quality pattern, nothing like Matic, and really on a quality pattern, nothing like SHIB. We know that SHIB, huh? Just the truth. So as we look at the level of support, level of resistance, we have a higher target, without a doubt. The nice thing is the following, that on the 4 hourly, we did conquer a bit of a hurdle, to say the least a bit of a hurdle. And you would say, this is one thing about our specific, guys, this is one thing that you're going to find here. You are not going to be able to look at us and tell us that we are wrong. You are just not. We can warn you till the cows come home. We can say this is a difficult pattern. This is something that is not favored, even without, if we were to take just the broadening top on Solana. We'll go through the details. And yes, we did discuss the specific bull flag, but what you're not going to be able to erase from us is what? Well, at the 56.50 pre-breakout, we were what? 56.50, we were long over, short under. Right? We didn't care if this bull flag went to the upside or the downside. If it had gone 18% to the downside, we'd be just as happy, without a doubt. Now, as we went up today and we're up around this level of resistance, what did we decide to do? In the back, what did we have? Guys, we had another long over, short under level, right? So in terms of getting into a gray area, no problem. That's fine. Get into a mid-level target. Right? If you have a lack of confirmation ongoing, great. You took your profits, great. That's what we want to do, is make some profits. In this zone, literally in the midst of this zone, we decided to what? We decided to go long over, short under. True? That's a fact, Jack. Bam. So in terms of this move, now the execution of such, it doesn't have to be easy, does it? No, it doesn't, but you're going to get better guys, you're going to get better at this the more that you work into seeing how a pattern can play into a specific price level that you want to own. What is the threshold, the break, essentially the release threshold at a specific pattern, to where, if, let's say for instance, and why did we pick this? I'm just going to tell you guys, why would I have picked an over-under at $62? I mean, why? I mean, clearly we were going up on a bull flag, right? Aside from the 4 hourly, what else did we have? And we had this flat bottom support that is loaded with orders in at around the $58 mark that you just cannot believe it's loaded with orders so heavily. Previous flat top resistance is loaded with orders. What else do we have? We were still north of this line in here, okay, and around that $60. We were still north of that, but this primary attraction zone, even though we got a bit of a curl and confirmation up and out, that's still a hot zone. So looking at the framework here, and yes, it can cost, depending upon your strategy, a bit in terms of your execution, a bit. But saying I'm long over 62, I'm short under 62. How did it work out once we broke free and clear? Bam. That was a nice additional 8% move to the upside. And that's the way to do it, guys. That is the way to do it. In addition, we had to break through what? We had to break through that lateral level, which operated as a lateral short. Ba-boom. Nice move. If you picked up on that short, if you're not picking up on lateral shorts, you need to pay attention. If you didn't pick up on any of the 5% from the lateral short, you need to try and incorporate that, guys, that into your framework of your trading. Open yourself up to that. If you're purposely not setting shorts at preceding pivots, you're making an intentional decision not to be a part of them, and you're maybe scared of shorting. But look at exactly the dynamic. Boom, straight across, you got it. Straight across, you're looking at an entry level. Bam, bam, bam. If you stop out, guess what happens, guys? You just stop out. You're gonna live, you're gonna make it, right? AVAX getting a little bit busy. Interesting. When I see AVAX going, I pay a little bit of attention to the markets. Some of those old names, Phantom, some of those old names, we'll have to take a good look at some of those. But I'm just going to tell you the liquidity's up here. Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum. We'll get SHIB. SHIB is going to be on the list. It is officially on the list. Period. SHIB is on the list. Mark it, tag it. That's it. Okay. Now, in terms of where we are at on, let's pay attention, let's watch this. Where are we at on Solana? What is the difficulty? And is it something that we cannot beat? I'm going to tell you what it is. We'll go through what it is and we'll go through what it isn't. Look at the monthly right now. As you look at our target strategy, you know that our target strategy includes what? Part of our target strategy includes what? We like to go over the 20 moving average, and this is the most basic strategy that anyone can learn in the market. I'm going to tell you guys, it settles well with everyone. It just does. Let me change this midline to the 20 moving average. If you're just starting, guys, you need some sort of something to hold on to in terms of a basic strategy. This is it. All right, and from here we can get all kinds of complicated with Z-scores, RSI, stochastics, everything. But taking a look at the crossover, the 20 moving average, what does New York Institute of Finance, where Wall Street goes to school, what do they say? Cross over the 20 moving average is the monthly on Solana. What is our upside target? The top side band is our top side target. Yeah, that's it, right? That's a big move. I don't know what else to say on this. Just look at this, guys. This is about don't tell me it's a 90% move. That's just sweet. You guys know we cover this all the time. It's nice to see 92%. Boom, boom, boom. Nice to see the action. Nice to see the confirmation in terms of that strategy. And yes, that's our hitch right now. Okay, so if we're looking at that $66 level, let me dig into a lower time frame. Let me look at the 5 minute. For instance, I should have that lower level on my specific 5 minute time frame to go through and actually show you that dynamic. Here we go. This here is the monthly. This is the equivalent of that monthly specific moving average. You're going to see it very slightly here. I don't know if I can increase this. Let me see if I can actually tune this up a bit. Let me see what happens if I do that. I may try to increase this line here, but this here, you can see it now. That is the monthly. Okay, while I'm on the 5 minute, we've built the indicator so that we have the actual monthly line. That's exactly what you're on right now, okay? So as you look at the monthly on Solana, it's up 16.7%, guys. Big move, nice action. As you look at the top side band, boom, boom. Yes, that's the hit, that's the target. Let's go down into our specific 3 minute, and I will tell you the specific level that we are at in terms of that monthly. You see that pop up, you see this line. I don't know if I can make it any brighter than that. Let me see if I can make this any brighter than that. Let's go blue. I could go whatever color we want. Maybe we'll try yellow. We'll see if yellow, a bright yellow. I just want you guys to be able to see this specific line to the extent, and it may go reversal on me. Oh, there we go. No, it's going to go reversal on me. We've got colors on this thing are just, this is not easy because we get so many of the lines. We try and trim back the visuals every now and then. Okay, so you'll just see we have, for instance, the 30 minute, the specific 5 minute, the 4 hourly standard deviation. We have all the standard deviations in play. So when we're looking for a cross time frame squeeze, right? All the Bollinger Bands are squeezing. We don't have to flip through the specific time frames. If we want to add, for instance, a gradient to them, et cetera, it can occur. But what I just say right now is that particular monthly is what we're looking at. Let me backtrack here just a touch. Let me get back into this. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. This is the type of weeks that trading was made for. We agree. Hey, the traders were made for. Well, I think we definitely agree. Let's call that monthly top side standard deviation at $66. If you want to call it $66.50, it's going to be a little bit high. Okay, if you want to call it $66.50, that would be a little bit high. It's going to be right at that 66. Just call it $66. You're going to be a little bit underneath it. Okay, at $66, you're going to be just a smudge underneath it, guys. About a 0.3%, 21 cents off of it. So if you were to call it at $66 that you need to hold 66, that's going to pin you a little bit below that specific line, which is actually at 66.22 to be precise. And I want to be precise because that's a big line. That's a target hit. So if you're going to play bullish over, bearish under, the exact line that we're carving along is going to be that $66.23. That's measured, that's calculated, that's accurate. That is what that is. Okay, so pay attention. Let's mark that right now. And as we were to dig into the framework here, it's just, guys, it's been a great day for Solana. It's been a great week for Tesla. Let's close it out in terms of the any additional trade ops or we just call them opportunities, guys, but for short we'll just say trade ops. In terms of additional upside targets, let's just cover that. If we were to go all the way on Solana, where would we be? I know there are a few other peripheral altcoins you guys may be trading. I just don't want to pay attention to them. I mentioned some earlier today, and you're like, I don't want people to make, it's not that I don't want people to do well in the market. I just want you to do well on quality assets. That speaks to our group, the integrity of our group. And, I'm going to throw a couple $100 in chump change around in something, spend your time maybe doing something else on a really larger trade in the market that you're going to impress yourself and other people with, right? Because it's definitely possible. This was a great move today on the 4 hourly, taking a look at if we were to maximize, and guys, that's just for encouragement. It's nothing more, just for encouragement. I want you guys to really be top notch in everything that you do. I really, really do. I want you to have trade books that just rock, that you can put up against anybody. Like, golly, yeah, you just slightly know what you're doing, right? You'd be like, heck yeah, we know what we're doing. That's what we do. That's what we do. We trade. So taking a look at this move to the upside, if we were to repeat this exactly precisely, the bulls, the real bulls, are parked up at 73. Now, 73. Now, what does that mean? Well, we got to clear this level, the 66.20. We got to clear it. We're bullish over. We're bearish under. Bottom line, you may say, man, this guy is just going to be right every time, isn't he? Yeah, we are. We're going to pick out a target level. We're going to execute longs over and shorts under. Okay, so if we can capitulate back to the flag for whatever reason, if we could, we're going to own $66. We just are. We're going to own $66. We get to target up at 73. We're going to own $73. Okay, that's our goal. That's our approach. That's what we're going to schedule into in terms of owning something long over, short under. I'm going to tell you guys, Bitcoin at $100,000. Hey, everyone's going to be excited about $200,000 and $1 million. We want to own $100,000. $100,000 Bitcoin, which means what? We want to own it long if it's going up around $100,000. We want to own it short if it's going down from $100,000. You got it right? You got it right. So that is our approach without being, guys, we can't be bearish. It's a beautiful pattern. And it's just difficult to be bearish if we're calling out and saying at $62, we're bullish over. Bam. We got the move up, out, and over today, and congratulations to everybody in the back. It looks like on that 15-minute, we just started to park right up and over that reinforceable 20 moving average. Bam, bam, bam. Cap line turned blue, and we started to get the roll to the upside. Not a bad way to look at the moves. If you've identified a pricing target and said, hey, okay, how's my cap line? Remember RSI, stochastic, and MACD, that kernel average in the background there? Boom. I always recommend you see this on a big screen TV. If you're not looking on a big screen TV, guys, it may be a little more difficult for you, but we like those 4K big screen TVs. We're pushing 4K, so take advantage of that. These markers along the bottom, just so that you know, the red is bearish, the blue is bullish. Okay, so when you see the time frames lined up like this on the top edge as well, let me go ahead and make this a normal size here, but we've got our time frames laid out as well. Blue meaning bullish, red meaning bearish. So we have some bearish activity in terms of just the momentum looking a little bearish on these top time frames, 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, but we got the 15 through the clear monthly that are bullish right now on Solana. We just don't want the dominoes down to start to roll in terms of losing the momentum on this. So we're just going to reinforce the 66.21. I'll reinforce that the bulls are stacked at where? 73. If we can get there, let's own it, okay? I know it's a lot of trading. What else would you want? It's been directional. We've had targets to the upside. They've continued to trade. And I'll tell you this, if you're consistently trading today well, and you're just absolutely knocking the lights out of the market, I want to congratulate you. If you've had a few that have stung along the way, well, hey, why don't you look back at the big wins you've had, and why don't we talk about, you and me talk about the ones that stung today and what exactly happened, what your difficulties are, to see if with my dev and with our dev and programming team, I can solve the issues that you're having technically. We do have an international dev team, and we're looking at implementing some very, very solid guys, some solid automated programming functions that I haven't seen anyone else do. So we're excited about that. It's going to be rolling through hopefully in the fourth quarter, and we're going to be testing that, but an automated trade, guys, functionality that's going to really, really, really bring home 2024 in a way that is just going to be just awesome. I'm so excited about it. Great to see the market rolling. Solana, that 16% helps. Let's go through Bitcoin just a little bit in terms of some upside targets that we could have on Bitcoin. Let's see where we're at in terms of, I just tell you what I gather from this move to the upside in this solid level, just this thrashing around a price, is this is exactly what we need to establish something. I just say something, okay, that can traject further up to the upside. When we look at this aggressive price action is exactly what we need. And ideally, I'll say the following. Ideally, we can come up with something that we can really thrash around and everybody says, hey, this is it. This is it. Let's load up into, instead of anything chaotic like we've had, we'd like Bitcoin to be a little bit more solid and let's say a classic bull pennant and bam, up and out. So I would love this to continue somehow. I'm just going to say I would love this to continue somehow so we have some sort of an expectation. I don't care what it does. If it can just keep this up and I keep drawing down, it's fine if it wants to jagged edge along to the upside. That's great. No problem. We'll continue to have levels that we will own up and along the way. We'll dig into the micro to get that edge, to get that alpha, and we'll talk about some additional procedures to assist you. You have to say, if we could just get a clean pennant, something like this, we don't necessarily I'd say the most likely move that we have here is a bit of a parabolic, just a bit of a parabolic move. One of two things will occur on this typically, and you know this in VIP, and shout out, weeks going by quickly, isn't it? Fourth quarter is shaping up nicely. True to form. Now, when we look at something like this, typically one of two things will occur. Please pay attention. One of two things will typically occur. We will continue and traject strongly to the upside, and it's not exactly what we want to hear, but just what we see when we trade continually, these hyperbolic or curved moves, just a rounded, I don't want to get into it, call it a scallop or otherwise, guys. You can look in the materials, they'll call it all types of things. But if we see some sort of a curvature like this, typically it's going to traject to the upside, or we're going to see some sort of a capitulation to the downside, just a crash and burn. Again, I'd like to see some additional formation. This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader. I will be back with you guys in the morning. Guys, way to trade. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.